Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are after market close on Wednesday, September 27th. We're going to take a look at Palantir today. So Palantir up on a fairly familiar catalyst, up over 6% after getting a $250 million AI defense contract. And this has been sort of a driver in the past, right? Securing new contracts and bringing in new business. So good on Palantir. Nice push today while the sort of major indices were relatively flat and were actually bleeding through much of the day. You see a nice sort of rebound after it pulled back here mid to late day, and then a good push into close. So sort of see where we are situated here on the daily chart. That was what we looked at intraday. Now daily, we're kind of batting ourselves around. It hasn't needed to come down quite and test this 1346 level that we have on the chart. It's setting itself some additional levels here, it looks like. Kind of curious to see exactly where those will settle. I think they're a little bit up in the air still. Weeble being obnoxious with getting rid of my cursor. But, you know, this level is potentially pretty strong at the moment. Let's see, right about, inch it up a little bit. Say right about here. About the bottom of this candle, you know, top wickish area there, but bottom of this candle, and this candle. So, you know, that's more recent price action than the levels that we had put in previously. So we'll see if that kind of maintains. And then this 1386, I would say there's a level that's maybe trying to get put in there. You see bottom wick here, bottom candle body there, wicked off of that range at that candle there. So if we have those on the chart and we zoom in, you know, this is what today would have looked like. Sort of shuffled around that 1441, was able to make a move over, and couldn't quite press over $15. We have that 1505 on the chart. So falling, you know, 4 cents shy of 15. So that's in the past proven to be a bit of a tough zone for it to build up to and then maintain price action over for a prolonged period of time. So we'll see if that can sort of make any waves in the near future. We see, you know, it did have this big push. It spent all of this time. It even breached 20, but then steep pull down. You know, 20 is really sort of like, in my mind, sort of the nexus point of bulls versus bears. It's just it's a common fighting ground, if you will. It is the Colosseum, it seems. And I'm wondering if, you know, someday it's able to get over there and sustain over there, sort of what the next level of price action looks like. But there's a mini version of that in my mind that exists around 15, because, like I said, it can spend a lot of time in that range. You see right here, the 15s just kind of fighting with it, gaining and then losing and then gaining big and then losing big, and seemingly to want to sort of continue to coalesce around that $15 range is sort of a, you know, a historical truth, if you will. See this push up here even toward 30 in the very distant past at this point. But we have a bunch of levels up there. If we ever make our way back up, at some point we probably need to clear this chart and just sort of set some new levels, since it's not moving so wildly yet. And then we can come in with some fresh eyes, and if it does start to move, you know, put in some strong motion in future days and weeks, then we can add in some further out price points. But I do get a little bit annoyed of how cluttered this is, but, you know, those price points were relevant when we were putting them in. Now flipping over to the Think or Swim study, we do have this 180 to 200 EMA cloud that's coming to swoop in to potentially provide some additional support. So we'll see if that does anything. If we zoom in here, we look at the last 3 trigger and fires, because it's triggered and then recently has fired again. So long trigger here is it was nicely sort of building a base, just sort of moving sideways, slight move down, and then banged upward. And that was really that enormous move from like the 7s all the way up to 20. So good call out there, and even a sub call out here where it started to pull back, and then it re-triggered and fired again, and that gave it an additional push from about 15 to 20. So again, like a really big percentage gain there. So some good history in recent patterns of trigger and fire on the TTM squeeze indicator. So here we're triggering and here we're firing. We see sometimes it takes a little bit of time for that firing to take shape. Right? Like even here a little bit was sideways and then it really started to move. So I'm interested to see, do we get a little bit of motion sideways? Is there a big move that's going to come? Question is always which way is the move going to go? But it does seem like it could be trying to queue up for something. Now, is the big move that it's going to get strong support over this level and make a big motion toward the upper bound of the channel, or that it's going to maybe lose support of the 180 to 200 EMA cloud and have a big move downward? I don't know. It could have nothing to do with the EMA cloud at all. And I guess for that matter, just to be clear, this is an indicator and it's not a crystal ball. And so sometimes it triggers and fires and nothing happens, which, you know, even sometimes if it sort of takes a while to take shape, you know, who knows how much of that had to do with even the triggering and the firing as it is. It's all looking at patterns and trying to decipher what may or may not have happened in the past. Sometimes can lead you astray, but sometimes can give you a little bit of a heads up of, hey, something may be happening here. All right, folks, I hope that you had a happy hump day and that you finish your week off strong in the days ahead. And as always, I appreciate you watching and I will see you in the next video.